welcome back to Becky Corman.
So nice of you to have me as a guest on your and Lily's podcast. So kind of you to invite me.
I don't want to brag.
It's literally a coincidence.
The clip about the spicy lettuce,
the spicy arugula, Lily is a spicy arugula,
gone viral. It is
by our standards.
By our standards, for sure.
Mom sent it to 12 people.
No. It's in the thousands of views. Thousands.
Well, I have to tell you because people might have confused it for like health food.
Oh, I definitely did hashtag nutrition.
Nutrition. Hashtag nutrition. There we go. You're like arugula. That's nutrition. Amazing.
So you're back. I have a story to tell you though right away.
Go for it.
Allie and I, we were out.
Wow, I can't believe you're not going to wait for Lily to tell the story.
I gotta go. We gotta get into it.
Snooze.
Allie and I were out for drinks with a friend, and I look over to the person behind us, and I did a double take because I was just like, "Oh, Jewish man sitting down at table," and then I was like, "That looks kind of familiar."
Wait, so this is just a coincidence?
Yeah. Eugene Levy sitting at the table next to us.
I thought you were at like an event and you were both at the same event.
No, Eugene Levy's just hanging out.
Oh my God, I'm so much more embarrassed for you. I thought you guys were both at like the same event, which is why you chatted with him. You just went up to Eugene Levy and bothered him? Let's make this an apology post.
First of all, what I want to shout out to is his wife, Deborah Devine, who I have since learned because I Googled them afterwards. They've been married since 1977, since before I was born, who was so sweet and nice to us. And I just said hello and thank you. And I said, hey, Jewish guy from Canada who makes movies. We got a lot in common. And then he spent a couple minutes asking me about what we're doing in the movie world. And he was very sweet and he was very nice. And then Allie and I were on our way out, so we left it. I was nervous because you don't want to bother people, but Eugene Levy's sitting in your town. Like this isn't. No. We're not in LA.
Do you know why he was in town? Did you ask him?
Well, because what
other personal questions did you ask him?
No.
How his health was?
Again, we did a little triangulating.
The weather's unpredictable.
He will. It appears to me that he is in town because he will be receiving the Equality PAC's award, Ally Award for the LGBTQ community. That is what I think he is in town for. That's what. Yes, because there's a Pride Gala today.
That's so
or tomorrow. There's a Pride Gala tomorrow, but he's being honored. So that
it does feel extra special when you run into celebrities in this town because you're like, I'm here, you're here. We must have so much in common.
Well, that is. It's right. It's a little bit. It's a little bit like that because they don't come here for celebrity things.
Right.
They must be coming here for some form of substance.
It's actually, something. It's either they're getting an award or they're like going to like testify in Congress or like make a speech or something.
Anyways, just one of the greatest legends of all time. What a nice little moment. I don't usually bug famous people.
I just want to say that like when you gave the little preview on the text chain that you had met him, I assumed that you were at like a luncheon or an event and you were schmoozing.
He was at a national security conference. He was like in town to learn about the future of AI in China. Maybe. I mean, he's very obviously a smart guy.
Smart man.
Anyways, we should
really
do
cool.
What's your favorite
tribute?
What's your favorite Eugene Levy performance?
Well, it's hard because obviously I was raised on the Christopher Guest films, so my instinct is to say that, but the truth is the healing power for me of watching Schitt's Creek when I had my second kid. I'd already seen the whole series, but I went back and I rewatched it, and it was such a healing experience in that like postpartum state where I just felt like my mind was splitting open, and it felt like he really carried me through the same way he carried his family through in the show, all that they went through. And I really look at him as like a father figure.
I still can't watch the end of the show because I don't want it to be over.
It's so
I still haven't. It's like Lily with the end of Parks and Rec. She's never watched it because
it's really it's really like one of the most perfect endings. I think it's so beautifully done.
I feel like Eugene Levy's like the Haggadah in every generation. Everyone has a relationship with him because my earliest memories of him, remember, he was in Splash.
I know.
And he was in a movie that I watched with Alon, we rented, that was one of those 80s movies that seemed like it should have been PG, but was way more R-rated, and it was called Armed and Dangerous. And it's him and John Candy. I don't remember the plot of it per se, but I do remember that like there's a scene with assless chaps in that movie.
Oh my.
What a late, but then the 90s, we had him in for American Pie,
I
right?
was
Like,
about to say there's like a whole generation of people around our age that like know him as the dad from American Pie, which is just so funny considering like the overall enormous body of work, but like that's
Yeah.
Jim's dad, you know?
yeah. So Eugene Levy.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Does your heart feel
I didn't invite him on the
little?
show. I respected his
I was about
privacy.
to say,
I was like,
I'm
you know,
like,
I'm headed home right now to my basement to record a podcast with my
let me
sister.
send you the Riverside link.
Okay. You have been doing some amazing parenting from what I gather, because look, I think I'm raising my children to have good taste in movies and television, or at least reluctantly learn about.
I'm so proud of them. I'm so
But your kids
proud
are
of them.
prodigies.
Because
Prodigies?
you have to
Prodigies?
understand the multi-level thinking of my older one, of my 7-year-old, 7.5-year-old. So we're driving home from a camping trip, which is a whole separate story, which we can get into after. We're driving home from this camping trip on Sunday, and she's angling for, we're going to get home a little bit on the later side, but she's angling for a movie, and she knows that I'm hesitant. So she's like, all right.
That's when you pull in a movie that they have to raise their game for.
Well, here's what she does. I was like, well, what do you want to watch? What are you interested in watching? And she turns to my little one and she goes, have you heard of this movie called The Never Ending Story? And I'm like, oh, one of the greatest of all time. And then she proceeds to like give the beat by beat
She's seen
plot summary. What?
She's seen it.
Because she's seen it. What I found a little bit much is then she's also taking shots at The Princess Bride because she is not a fan of The Princess Bride, by the way. Yes, because
I mean, I like The Never Ending Story more.
she had, after seeing it, she had nightmares that Tia Lily was eaten by the rats. And she'll never watch it again.
My daughter told me, my younger daughter ran downstairs today and said she had a dream that I was protecting her from a gorilla that was dressed in like people clothes, and I was punching it in the butt.
A gorilla dressed in people clothes instead of a person dressed in a gorilla suit. That's funny. So, and then like once she got through the whole explanation, everyone was so amped up and excited to watch it that we went home and watched it. But throughout the whole camping trip, somehow she got me to tell her about, oh no, get out. She's
trying to be on the show.
She's trying to be on the show.
You know what? There's always a Fanya.
Which is a different camping story that I'll tell you about in a second. But she somehow, I forget what something on the camping trip. There was like a worm, and then the sandworm came up, and Dune came up, and the only thing she wanted to talk about was having me explain in detail the entire story of Dune Part 1 and 2. And for days has been asking me.
How do you even remember that? I'm like,
and how did I understand
his wife?
Certain parts of my brain.
His mom drinks worm guts.
No. It's the baby worm that gives her the memories of like the entire Fremen people, of like all the Bene Gesserits of the sisters of the.
I just like the end of the second one when he becomes a dictator, because that was I did not expect.
So I would tell her, but what she's obviously most interested in, for people listening to the podcast, is of course the sandworms. And so then later in the week, we have gone through and we've watched like various sandworm scenes, including the one where he rides Shai Hulud, the giant sandworm.
Should there be a best Oscar, or should we do a thing on the show every year for best scene of the year? Because whatever movies came out when Dune 2 was out, that scene of him riding the sandworm,
it's so incredible.
It's one of those things where you watch it and it transcends imagination. Like you can't imagine how it was done.
I mean, it's really true. So like slowly, little by little, I think we're going to start watching more scenes, and we're going to kind of go through the movie because she's really, really interested.
Is she
in it,
into interstellar politics? And
I warned her, I said, listen, there's a lot of parts of this movie that might be boring for you and also creepy, slightly scary. And she's like, let's just try it. Let's just go for it. So I have a few more scenes picked out and we'll work our way through it together. But, she got a lot of questions. And so I'm doing my best. But wait. So we were on this camping trip and out of nowhere, we're walking on this trail and out of nowhere, my littler one, who's only 5, starts going, "Hey, Fanya, keep up." And we're like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I'm pretending to be Papa." Shouting about Fanya, pretending to be Papa.
That is amazing.
And it was quite delightful.
That is amazing.
Anyway, so we went camping, and everyone's reward for surviving the ticks and the pond water was coming home and watching Neverending Story.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It seems Lily has just arrived, or she's arrived to tell us to look at our text messages.
Oh my God, Lily,
I don't want to interrupt.
Want to tell us?
Oh,
I just
thank
like,
you.
should I jump off? Because I don't want to
I
interrupt.
want to show the video though. The video clip this week will be Lily saying, "I'm here, guys. Look at your text messages."
Because I'm like, I don't want to interrupt. I can pop off and then just let you guys do your
do you have
thing.
anything that's additive? Have you seen anything? Do you have any funny kids?
I haven't even talked about my stuff yet.
Oh, good. I was hoping that Becky would have been.
We've covered Eugene Levy.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Becky and the Neverending Story with her kids and Dune. And the good parenting. Actually, yes. Here's what I want to know. We're talking about Becky being a great parent. I know you, Lily, are also a great parent.
Wait, but we haven't even covered the fact that I was chaperoned a field trip to the national monuments today.
I hope you brought a hat.
Movie stuff aside, I am a great parent.
It is a rite of passage. I have taken many groups.
It's a big one. I almost fainted. All right. Sorry, Lily.
I feel like
you're
you
a great parent too.
Brought that on yourself.
I want to talk about how you're a great parent.
Wait,
talk about
I get a chaperone a trip to the beach on Friday. So you picked the wrong city.
That's your. So Lily, Becky was just talking about the pop culture, how impressed I am with the pop culture of her children. Your sons have been really impressive lately to me, based on
just to you.
Just to me. Well, I mean, just based on their music alone. And I just would love a little recap.
Okay, wait. Do you guys see what's happening with the blur in my?
Yeah, because you picked the super blur.
How do I unpick it?
You can't. Once you're in the show, that's it.
With just like a teeny tiny face.
Yeah.
What's the super blur?
But somehow you're the right size this week in the video. So, anyways,
What's the music taste?
Becky,
I want to hear all about this.
Do you know what has
a great pop culture musical experience as well this weekend? I took my kids to their first big proper concert.
The Avits.
Yeah, Avits. Yeah. Sorry, Lily. Go ahead.
No. I interrupted. You go ahead.
Yeah, you did interrupt.
No, but I want to hear. This is the theme now. The theme now is parenting because I'm gonna talk about me seeing movies with my kids next.
My kids have discovered, mostly my 9-year-old, Weird Al.
Oh,
and it's like
huge hit in this house.
It's like
we went on a road trip and we listened to it the whole time.
Typically, if I say no to music that my kids want to listen to, and then they ask for Weird Al, they know I have to say yes.
But we took it to the next level. I showed my kids UHF.
No.
Yes.
No.
And when that guy chops all his fingers off.
Emo Phillips.
He saw me.
Yeah.
My kids, by the way, he opened for Weird Al when we saw him, and my kids have seen him do stand up, and they do not like Emo Phillips. I love him.
Both of my kids were like just beyond when he chops on and the blood is everywhere, and I was just like, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real, and they were both like, what? Like they definitely thought it was real. But all I hear in my kitchen is, we got it all on UHF.
The theme song.
Don't touch the dial. You know, that song is so good. And poor Asher.
From the credits.
Yeah. And
have you ever seen the video though? The video is hilarious.
Please.
Like the video has all these 80s videos.
Yeah. And poor Asher just was like, why don't they call him Weird Al in the movie? And the worst is that we watched the Weird Al trailer with Radcliffe where they do call him Weird Al. And
They can't watch that movie.
no, that movie they can't watch, I decided. And Ari wanted to see a movie where Weird Al was in it, but they're like, why is he called George? And I was like, just call him Weird Al. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
One of the best.
The movie holds up, dude. Like, wow.
It's one of the funny.
So good.
So good.
Fran Drescher. I mean, it's
So good.
it's so good. The casting is so good. It's so weird. Like, I know Shai, you told me that he said that if he could make it again now, he would have made it weirder. They just throw poodles out a window at one point. Like,
Well,
it's weird.
The non sequiturs of those Weird Al like joke bits are so
Wheel of
funny.
Fish? The red snapper, like it's very weird. And she
But I
picks the
think
box,
you-
and there's nothing in the box.
There's nothing in the box. So stupid.
Like, it's very weird.
Spatula City. I'll
We
always
sell
have that.
spatulas, and that's all.
And then it's always going to be playing in the back of my mind,
Okay.
no matter what else is going
Anyways,
on.
First of
my
all-
kids loved it so much.
This is amazing. It's the perfect age because they're
I think it is.
I would shop at a store that just sells spatulas.
I know you would.
Because I have high spatula needs. They're rarely met. So
and I would just say you when you go see him in concert one day, because I'm obviously
gonna
taking
happen.
all the kids to see him
Oh,
at this point.
Like, it's
All the-
going to be my dream come true at this point.
Well, I've seen him so many times,
I
but
was just checking his tour dates. He's doing a huge tour right now, but
Yeah.
we don't quite
It'll-
sync up with
it-
any of the cities. But, we
but
could do it
these tours tend to go on for a really long time. I
Yeah.
bet you he'll be back around. So he's bringing all of his multimedia stuff back. He took it off for the last tour. He did like his band, which was an amazing tour. But now he's doing all the multimedia stuff. And usually when the show starts, they do this crazy montage of like all of the pop culture references to him, like everything, Transformers.
Oh, that he's been referenced in.
Referenced.
Yeah, because he has a song in Transformers the movie. Dare to be Stupid is on the Junkion planet.
Wow, he's like,
And then
He's the best.
who has lasted, like, Madonna, but like, who
What?
has
No, but not not in the same
Last
why
way.
he is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is absurd at this point.
that's a Shonda.
Not?
He's outlasted everybody.
You know what?
But like,
People
he's,
don't respect the accordion enough. I've always said that. It doesn't
oh
get
my God,
due.
Polka Face? Are you kidding? That's
You
the-
listen to all those podcasts.
Oh my God, all of those.
So what's the sort of deep cut that your kids
Well, I
are
think
into?
the UHF song is a pretty great deep cut because it's from the credits of the movie.
Yeah,
it's-
and
it
it's not
wasn't-
one of his biggest hits.
It's not one of his biggest hits, but
and it's an original. It's not a
right, exactly.
parody.
But you know, for me, the deep cuts are all the new music that he has. Like, I didn't listen to as a kid, and I was like, "What is this song?" And you know, they
Oh,
love
because-
them.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah,
I'm
like,
gonna sue you, and like all these like newer songs.
I'd never heard. I heard his version of a Taylor Swift song before I ever heard a Taylor Swift song.
And
That's
it's
really funny.
probably more
The
interesting.
one about TMZ.
Oh, right, the TMZ one.
All right, now let me-
But yeah,
Now let me talk about.
yeah.
I just love the world where Lily has to know so much about Transformers and
And
Weird
Weird
Al.
Transformers and wrestling and
Weird Al.
Al and
yeah.
So now I'll talk about how I'm a good parent. We've really instituted Friday Night Movie in our family now. Now it's a full on thing like when we
like
were kids
in the theaters.
in the theaters.
Wow.
And
not every week because we have
not every week. It's hard
dinner
every week.
together.
But Mission Impossible 8, whatever number this was, Dead Reckoning, it was like an event for the family. And we're not going to do a full review because we saved that for Mike Roberts. We'll
course.
do a Mission
and
Impossible.
Lily and I also have to
Go
go
see
see it.
it.
So I'm gonna
But
need
I'll
to carve
just-
out. What is it, like a day and a half?
It's we were in the movie theater. We walked in at 7 p.m. and we did not leave later than 11.
Right. So you have
Wait,
to like
wait.
order 2 meals at that
Oh
point.
no,
What?
8. No, 8. So maybe we walked in at 8. Whatever. It was 3 straight hours
Of
Sorry,
movie?
No, there's trailers and stuff. But
Okay.
it's like 2 hour and 48. It's a 3-hour movie. I mean, it feels like put it this way, it feels like a 3-hour movie. There's a lot of, but don't worry, you don't have to have seen any of the other Mission Impossibles because the amount of recaps and flashbacks, I think a half hour of that movie is just
good.
conversations.
I need that because I've seen
Oh, yeah.
them doled out
And-
over the years.
and
over
these
the last,
aren't-
what is
they
it,
aren't like
5 years.
They're not like Star Wars movies where like every piece fits together. They're like, oh, let's reference this one random guy. Or this event in Mission Impossible 3 is now explained. One daughter really enjoyed it, stayed all the way to the end to watch all the credits like a true movie fan. The other, like, aggressively slept through it. Like
Is
there's
that
this whole
the
submarine.
The older one aggressively
one-
slept through
Nope.
it.
No,
other way
older one
around.
loved it. I was gonna say older one
My-
loved
my
it. Younger one slept through.
There's this whole submarine, like the
So-
middle section of the movie takes place underwater, and she was like, "Ugh, I'm just gonna sleep through this."
Isn't that from the first
Fascinating.
part of this movie though? Did they just
Yeah, because
recycle
they
the?
have to go
Oh,
find
is
that
the opening
submarine.
scene
Ah.
of the first
No, but
half
he
on the
has to
submarine?
go find the submarine in short
Does
shorts.
he have to swim down to the submarine without a scuba suit? He has to free dive to
Or
the submarine?
No, he has to
Or
up without it.
oxygen?
There we go. Does he have to like slowly like decompress and take like
He
Don't
doesn't
worry,
have
that's-
to. He
that's-
doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
he's
There's a lot of discussion of
He can naturally
decompression
catch the
chambers in
bends.
this. There's a lot of
to
decompression
get him
chambers.
into a decompression chamber. Lily, I just want to just go back to something. There's so much blur on your screen. It's like you don't have ears.
He's like a ghost.
It's I'm just a
Like, you're
floating
looking up.
head.
Oh.
But I didn't choose this.
No, it's because
I-
you came late.
That's because I came late. It was like you're the ghost
I'm
of the
punishing
podcast
you.
now.
And so, and then,
never
then,
chose
th-
it.
then we wanted to watch like an old school movie. So because Alamo is having a month that's amazing. Just they're showing amazing stuff. And one of the ads was for Last Crusade. And so we watched Last Crusade at home the next night. And then Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I know.
Yes, we know what it is.
So
Shai.
And then-
it just
is a
like
movie
inspired
podcast.
you to watch it at
Part of it.
home.
Yeah, the kids have never seen it. So we watched
Oh,
it.
my
We
kids
had like
ask
a
me to
movie.
see it every day, but I'm like,
Shocking.
We had a movie night. We watched
they're
it.
gonna be afraid.
I think they enjoyed it. You know, it's hard for them with the 80s movies, but when you watch that movie and look, Mission Impossible delivers on its promise, but then you watch The Last Crusade and you're just like, they really don't make them like they used to.
You're like,
Right?
I'm
Just
old.
the fact
Robert,
that when
man.
Harrison Ford's character, when Indiana Jones punches someone, right? He punches like very awkwardly, right?
Like an everyman.
Whereas everyone in Mission Impossible is a ninja.
But
But it's
they're
different. He's a
agents,
professor.
Shai.
And the
He's
other
a
guy's
professor. There's
Ethan,
different
whatever.
agents.
Ethan
No, no,
Hawke. What's his name in the
Hunt,
movie?
Ethan Hunt, it makes sense, but like not every person should be able to fight like him.
I think
You're
most
right.
people in crime syndicates or
Like
secret
Haley
agents
Atwell's
know how to
character
fight
is a pickpocket. Why is she also
A ninja.
because she's a criminal.
Well, I feel like
You need a different
everybody
comparison.
needs
This
to
is
right.
fitting.
You need a
and
different
Haley Atwell is
comparison.
kind of superhuman. Okay. All right. So then but then I was really excited because at the Alamo they had the list of I love when they do the retro movies and they're having a Schwarzenegger month. And
Oh,
and
Schwarzenegger. I'm
took
gonna look at
them-
the schedule now.
we took them last night to go see The Running Man.
What?
Do you know that
That-
movie?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I
Oh
don't
my
think
God.
I've seen that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger when he gets it's basically like the Hunger Games or Death Rate 2000. Arnold
Nope.
Schwarzenegger's
I
has
never.
to
I
play in
could
a
look it up
futuristic
now.
game show.
I mean, I can't look
Uh,
it up now because then
well,
the podcast.
So
it
the
looks
short
like
of it
I'm
I'll say
losing
is
count.
that in this one we had the reverse situation where my youngest stayed up through it. My oldest was like it was very cold in the theater and it was very loud, so I just decided to take a nap.
And,
he
and
slept
your
through the
wife
whole
went to
thing.
see the new Downton Abbey movie.
No. She,
Instead.
There's another
No.
Downton Abbey movie.
here's the thing
Yes.
about The Running Man, which is based on a Stephen King
Sure.
novel, but when he was writing under a pseudonym, it's I mean, it is a ridiculous action comedy that's very cartoony with
I don't
like
remember
Arnold
this.
Schwarzenegger lines, like when he chainsaws a guy's in half and he goes, he had to split.
Oh,
Or
the good old
after
days.
he-
See, talk
he
about
beat-
not making them like they used to.
He beats a bad guy called Sub-Zero and he goes, now you're just plain zero.
Oh my god.
Which like everyone laughed and nobody got it at the same time. And so
Yeah, like that makes no sense.
I feel
But
like
it's-
there are so many good movies either out or coming out, and I'm very stressed because we're extremely busy right now.
but this
I
No,
should
you
go
and I will
in
have a
again,
few
and I'm
days.
going
I
to
feel like you
I
and I will
never
have a
got
few
to-
days in the.
Then it will
It's
still be in theater.
I never got
Nothing
to see
lasts
this movie in the
anymore.
theater. It
No?
was fun seeing the movie theater. It's also like not that long. And it is also one of those movies where you're like, whoa, in 1987, they definitely were predicting a lot of the terrible things about our society now. That's all I can say.
That's pretty funny.
Mhm.
Wait, Becky, did you show
there
your
was a
kids
lot of-
Dune?
I showed them some scenes from Dune with the sandworm, but I did like in a minor way commit to slowly showing
Like you've done
at
Avatar?
least my older one the movies. I said we could
'Cause-
watch them together, but
Shai,
it's gonna take
how
a lot
old-
of explanation.
'Cause talk about Schwarzenegger. Like, how old does my kid have to be to see Terminator? because that's all I get
Also,
asked
we were
about.
talking about the
Becky's
Terminator with our
showing
kids. The problem with the
Dune.
first Terminator is that it is bleak and humorless, right? It's a very dark movie, the first
Right. The
Terminator.
Right.
second one
There's
is
just civilian after
terrifying.
civilian being murdered.
Right.
The second
right.
one is scary, but also has a lot of humor, is more of like a
But he's only
adventure for
10.
kids.
He's ready to see the second one. I mean, like that when
he
break her out of
morphs-
the institution. No, when
That's-
they
yeah,
break her out of the
not
institution,
good
that's
for-
really gross and scary.
I think I
for
need
that
to
whole-
wait. Yeah, but we were all that age when we saw it.
I would start him.
I was younger. I think I was like 8, like 7 or 8 when I saw it, because I remember our cousin Jeremy Corman was 6 and he had already seen it.
The Running Man. I don't know if you should see. I mean, I saw it when I was 8, but like. I was just the Running Man was not. There's only one F word in the whole movie, and an old lady says it.
But like the bad words
Classic.
aren't actually what bother me with movies.
No, it's the like.
There's also a lot of women in spandex dance scenes
But that's
choreographed by
any-
Paula Abdul.
That's amazing, amazing.
It was like the scenes in
film.
The Substance, right? You know, her dance class in The Substance, but
Yes.
it was real, like
aerobics
just
of
like
the
the
time.
way it was, like the aerobics of the time with the leotards. That's all part of the
I guess
the
I
show.
missed this movie.
But The Running Man is a gem. You should ask Jose what it's called in Spanish. I'm sure it's some
Oh my
crazy
god, I
name.
can't wait now.
Hombre.
I will text
Close.
you.
You know,
Hombre in spandex.
yeah, exactly, because he wears a whole. But also, my kids, Allie walked out of it and was like, "Huh, wow, The Hunger Games really ripped off a lot from that movie."
That's hilarious.
Interesting.
Can I tell you what I saw on the
Yeah,
weekend?
and then we have to go.
The Fountain of Youth, which wishes it was like Indiana Jones
I was about to say,
but-
how are the punches in that show? Or movie show?
movie,
Is that
How are the
John
punches in that
Krasinski?
movie? 'Cause
and
I feel like that
Natalie
was a good
Portman.
comparison.
Wow, I bet
That's
the
a
budget was-
heavy hitting cast.
That's an expensive movie.
That's
And $180 million. I looked it up. It also has Dumal
on
Gleason. It's on
It's
Apple.
on-
Oh,
If you
yeah.
have Apple
Okay.
Plus, you can
that
just
is
click play.
a
I think.
lot of iPhone.
Sometimes I think stuff's for free, but it's just because Shai had already gotten.
Oh,
And then I'm
Right,
like,
'cause
look,
Lily
everybody,
shares my
it's
account.
free. And it's just because we share an account. But I think this is, if you have Apple Plus, it's included. So
Lily's
explain to me how they make money on this.
iPhones.
No, they don't. Did you
They
watch?
don't.
Justine Bateman has a
Just
very.
iPhone.
I'm going to send you this clip of Justine Bateman talking about
$180 million is not like a
how-
little bit of
how
money.
these companies, the streaming companies, right? Like they make the shows, which is fine, but like that's not their primary business. So this is just advertising to get you to buy, to keep you in their ecosystem.
I guess, but I'm like, Natalie Portman, Dumal Gleason, Krasinski, Aisa Gonzalez, the guy from
So they make,
Succession.
like, You think about
they
it.
shoot
They
part
make
of it in
iPhone
Tenerife?
money. You think they have to worry about movie money? They make iPhone money.
I bet you
No,
they shot part of that in Tenerife.
I mean, maybe.
Because I heard Isa Gonzalez do an interview recently, and she was talking about some big star-powered movie she was on that, like, part of it shot in Tenerife.
I mean,
Swear to God.
it's like shot. It looks like it's like all over the world. So maybe.
yeah. But I
Um,
think part of it was.
but
that's my guess.
you know,
Could have brought Natalie Portman to
Sand in the
Chabad.
trailer. There's
hey.
a lot of sand in the trailer.
There's a lot of sand. I'll say this. I would say like I think it's a little bit too much for my kids. Like maybe there's a part that would have scared them, but it's it's no Jungle Cruise. I'll tell you that because my kids love that movie.
Woof.
Yeah, but love it's like mom and my kids who love that movie.
Intersection. Oh,
The thing is that Krasinski's a delight. That's the thing. Is that like
He's great.
he's
Yeah, he's
great.
a delight.
It's a bit, of course, it's a bit silly, and it makes you feel like you don't make them like they used to. He punches way too good for like an art thief or
See, this
whatever.
is my thing about everyone's
For
a
sure,
ninja. now.
everybody's a ninja. Even the like rich business guy is a ninja. Everybody's
I mean,
a
he
ninja.
played Jack Ryan, but if he's an art thief, like
he needs.
Yeah,
to
or he's like
add
it's like he's like a
something
national treasure type guy. Like he's looking for lost objects.
right, like Nicolas Cage wasn't ninja fighting people in
But
National
No,
Treasure.
it's not.
No, but
Actually,
what I
I-
will say, what was refreshing is that Natalie and him are brother and sister. So it's a lot
Oh,
about family and
I love
siblings
Siblings.
as
love
opposed to a
family.
romance. So that's
I just
nice.
one more quick thing I forgot. I briefly told like a little story about this family hike we did, and on the hike, my younger one.
I
just
heard-
keeps on
that's what I-
going, Fun,
I heard.
right? She's trying to be Papa, while Miri, who's been asking me the entire hike about Dune, at one point just walks ahead of me and just goes, "Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the mind killer."
Jeez.
To like get her to the end of the hike.
Wow, your kids really
Well,
buy
on that
into the
note-
content you share.
Well, on that note, I'm very proud of your parenting.
Thank you
And
for letting me join late. Sorry about
I'm
that.
no, I mean the Blur let you join late.
Was worth
That was
it.
your punishment. No ears.
This is not.
All right, have a good week. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FryNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FryNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.